Healthcare should be a right. It should be available to everyone because we all need it, and it's easily the most important thing in anyone's life. What the heck am I talking about? Well, I'm certain that if you're capable of understanding the sentence at the top of the video, then you should know that poor health equals suffering and misery and eventually death. It's not a great subject for casual conversation. I understand that. There's not much to gain out of obsessing about your mortality. Trust me. Honestly, though, I think that should change. Most imperatives adopted by the majority have a purpose to exist. And in the case of healthcare, the rest of the democratic world has summarily decided that healthcare is a right and it should be accessible to everyone. My country, though, the United States, obviously, has, for some reason, collectively decided that healthcare is a commodity. That's ridiculous, considering that you can't get rid of the flu by selling it for profit. Do with that comment what you will, but seriously, think about this. If you need life saving medical attention, does it matter if you can't afford it? I mean, the extremely large amount of medical debt that a majority of Americans carry around is proof that affordability plays no part whatsoever in anyone's decision to improve their health. If you want to live long and be comfortable, it's statistically likely that you'll take the risk of financial insecurity. You'd think that since healthcare is important enough to risk everything you possess, that we'd be encouraged to make it affordable and accessible. I mean, just for perspective's sake, I want to remind you all that the post office is subsidized because of its significance, and that citizens have a right to retain an attorney for free in a criminal court case, as well as citizens having the right to vote, and the materials and space are provided free of charge. But there's no government supported right to medical care should any citizen need it, and that's excruciatingly nonsensical. Ballots, mail, lawyers, and for an additional reference, a gun are things that government supports your right to access. Doctors, just in case you're close to death, eh, no dice, unless you want to pony up a small fortune, and even then, there's no guarantees. When citizens turn 65 in the United States, they get Medicare for a reason. Even if we can't casually discuss health and mortality, we should be able to do so because it's part of everyone's human experience. Most of us are born in hospitals, and we don't wonder why for the most part. And it shouldn't take a pandemic to draw attention to health and its importance. And for a lot of people, it did that, but it shouldn't for similar reasons. All humans need good health, and the industry that provides it should be motivated to maintain the social order and not to make piles of cash. I mean, it's not like a stack of $100 bills can perform the Heimlich maneuver. Humans work best in teams, and we should have no problem whatsoever, caring for each other, enough to make healthcare accessible by all accounts. You want another point? A lot of people are Christians, and Jesus Christ seemed like someone that was definitely about healthcare being free and accessible, with him healing the blind and all. And he didn't ask for a bill, he didn't ask for any money in return. I mean, it should also come as no surprise that healthier people are happier and more productive. You know, Sometimes it almost feels like our current healthcare system is designed to do the opposite of healthcare. Ironically, it destroys people's lives under debt that they just saved with medical aid. I don't know about you, but that irony for me is unsettling at best. Honest discussions about health will lead to a world with healthier, happier people. And a healthcare system works when its priority is making people healthy. And I know all of us like to assume that the healthcare system's priority is to make us healthy. But a lot of that doesn't really stand up to scrutiny, which is definitely part of the problem. I mean, people do have to take their healthcare seriously, but so does the healthcare industry. And everybody knows this, and everybody's intimately familiar with it. And I don't understand why we're still dragging our feet on a concept like this. Look, alls I know about healthcare is that it's one of those responsibilities that you just have to do. And it should be enshrined as a right for obvious reasons. Just like paying rent or a mortgage or following rules and regulations and laws, we should be able to talk about this and not get caught up in politics. I mean, after experiencing a pandemic, this shouldn't even be a debate. We need a way to talk about healthcare that's, well, for lack of a better term, healthy. And I understand if you miss the irony of having a healthy discussion about health. But in the end, without your health, without good health in any way, you actually have nothing. And from what I understand, nobody, and I absolutely do mean nobody, deserves nothing.